The best way to start a morning is with a heavy dose of iron. Gas station ready, always. It is Schleg Day.
It is Schleg Day. Ohio's Anthony Schlegel back here in the state. Schlegs, we had a conversation. We got one of our listeners is at the hospital. His wife just gave birth yesterday, and he's listening in there. We had a conversation yesterday, Bobby and I, wondering if any major sporting events were going on. We were in there with our wives during the birthing process. And I'm curious, when your kids were born, was there any sporting event you could watch while you were in the room?
That was the greatest sporting event that I was watching.
Yes.
Right there. I mean, get him out of there. I remember my first child, Hunter. It was quite bumpy, and I was over on the side just trying to help, and I just had her back and a leg, and let's push this thing out of there. I'm like an accordion over there, and my sister-in-law brought over a towel, and I was like, oh yeah, take that, Steph. No, this is for you. I was dripping sweat on her.
Oh, that's gross.
Trying to do my part. Get that kid out of there. Anyways, no sporting events going on. I mean, that was the three greatest moments of my life outside of marrying her. So I was all in all the time.
Well, I was going to say my third child was born on Kentucky Derby Day. And I've often said that what led to that happening was they always call Kentucky Derby the fastest 2 minutes in sports. Was my wife and I gave her the fastest 2 minutes in sports, and that led to the baby.
That's exactly where I was going to go, Tito, and you're 100% correct.
Yes.
I mean, just look at you, But that's a good thing. That's a good thing. You're not wasting time. There's other things we got to do, guys.
Exactly.
Absolutely, Schlegs.
Let's go to dinner.
Yeah. Why not?
Wrap it up box.
The wrap it up box. I like it, Schlegs.
Dave Chappelle.
Yes.
Well, of course, Dave Chappelle. Schlegs, the Buckeyes right now, they've got a couple weeks left before they start training camp. Give us an idea of kind of where we're at right now as they try to venture, as they're trying to wrap up this summer, finish on a high note of chopping wood and carrying water.
Yeah, I mean, it was great, Bob. We had Carson on the show, on the Bobby Carpenter show yesterday. He was fantastic. And it's just one of those things where you're still able to go train in the morning, enjoy your afternoon. You're already looking at Texas. You're already watching film on all the people that you're playing. The biggest thing right now is, they're kind of in this little power phase before they go into camp while still being really strong and competitive. And there's still areas that guys can grow and get better in. And that's what I loved about what Carson said. We asked Carson this question. It was what is success for you, Carson, in 2025? And he answered it perfectly, which is what I was hoping for. And that is going to go back to that book that they're reading of Chopping Wood, Carry Water. And it was solely, and I'm prefacing this, right, but be the best version of myself. That's it. Worry about that, not accolades, not a national championship. Be the best center, be the best teammate, be the best leader that I can be in my position room and in our unit and on the offensive side of the ball and then as a team. That's spot on. So it's the continuation of that while also prepping the tissue for what's about ready to transpire during camp, which will be tough. And that's where the hardening comes in. That's where the mental toughness comes in, being able to execute at a high level while fatigued. There is no light at the end of the tunnel. When you go to camp, there is no light at the end of the tunnel. Embrace every moment that you get because it's leading to the preparation of a November and of a December and a January. And the great thing was, even though this is a young team, they all went through that last year and saw it. And they saw how it took time even for that great assembly of athletes to come together and gel That didn't happen until the playoffs. So they're thinking about what does that look like, feel like, act like. Yeah, we saw it in November, but in December? But what about as we start this season? Because you got to come out the gate, fast, hard, and violent versus Texas week 1 at home. So it's always on their mind while also being able to be an 18 to 22-year-old. And that's kind of the balancing act that you got during this time. But Mick and the boys do a great job of keeping the main thing, and that's being competitive, coming in every day with a great attitude, giving great effort, making each other better.
Schlegs, Bobby had this conversation yesterday as well, but like when you look at when you walked into the room at Ohio State the first time, and the players that are there, your teammates on the roster there, everyone there, do you notice a big difference between the student athletes that are now at Ohio State versus when you were there? Like just the makeup of the people or anything maturity-wise, is there a big difference between the two groups?
That's a great question. Bob and I were talking about this earlier. I don't know, Bob. You probably answer this good because you're in there every day. From a physicality standpoint, we had big freaky dudes. The time allotment that they have now, the nutritional thing. I mean, you guys got to remember back in the day, and we always have this Michigan guy that gets in our chat. I'm like, you guys got extra benefits. You're paying for players. I was like, bro, I just wanted an extra scoop at Chipotle. I mean, we couldn't even have peanut butter out. Remember that, Bob? Like,
yeah.
You were only allowed
for the dog
one protein shake after a workout, and they were locked in Coach Johnson's office. And Bob would break in there, and we would just go into this small Gatorade fridge. They were canned Gatorade protein shakes, vanilla, strawberry, and chocolate, like 360 calories. And we would just go in there and just rate it. You couldn't even give guys more than one Gatorade after a workout. Like, there were so many rules. Like, you know what? Yeah, we broke them because we just took them and said charge it to win it. And it's just different now. But I will say this. I think that this group of young athletes during the uncertainty and chaos that is NIL has done a better job of handling that aspect than I thought they would. And as far as like changing of the character, when you do get a little pocket change, because my biggest concern was money in the locker room and money with a coaching staff at this level. Because they're not as mature, having gone through 3 or 4 years in college, going to the NFL, under a contract, professional coaches, you have guys on your team that make more than the majority of the coaches on your staff. That's a fact. And I think that they do a great job of being humble and staying hungry and serving each other. But that goes back to the culture and the recruitment of good humans. That's it. That's what I give them credit to. I give credit to Mark Pantoni and Ryan Day and Mick and how they've been able to kind of circumvent that obstacle and still build up the whole athlete. And every time we get a young man on the podcast, I just am very impressed and very humbled that they're a Buckeye, and I'm proud to call them a Buckeye brother.
So like, we've got the pods loaded. I mean, are they unloaded, or are they to the houses? Where are we at with regard to the move and the move in?
Man, I'm going to apologize to my pod driver, my last one. I forgot his name. He called me up, and he was like, hey, this isn't Anthony Schlegel from the Juice. I'm like, yeah, man. He's like, dude, I love that show. Anyway, so shout out to him. Appreciate you listening. But, yeah, pods are done. And honestly, the cool thing is like I'm already moved in. Now I just have to move it around once the house is renovated. And I like it. I'm done. I'm in. Now, there's other chaos that I'm going through right now, but it's good to have that done, and you had to get people on the bandwagon. And I will say this, I've loaded those pods exceptionally well. I did a really nice job.
Don't hurt your shoulder patting yourself on the back, Schlegs.
I'm not. I can't even reach my back with my Tyrannosaurus Rex arms. I gotta pat my chest. Hey, good job, Schlegs. Way to go.
When you move like this, are you like me where it's like I'm never moving again?
No.
Really?
Because I know my life. Listen, Tito, it's just the consequences and repercussions for the choices I've made my entire life. Who knows where I'll be in 6 months, a year, 3 years? I don't know. The Lord knows. I just swing. Just keep swinging. But I will say this. I do not like moving. I like moving with pods. I like when somebody else moves you, and that was not going to be the case this time. But it was good that my kids had to go through it, and now I'm at that point, too, where I talk to my wife. I'm like, listen, we're only buying things if they matter. Like, I am not having stuff. I mean, I purge so much. I'm purging the farm closet and what's going to go into the other closet. I want it all gone, so that was even an adventure of itself the other night when I was cleaning out that bad boy. I was like, man, this is a really good Tri-Blend T-shirt, but do I wear it? Nope. Let Hunter pick, because he's at the age now where he'll like my clothes, and they're close to fitting him good. Not there yet, but still wearable. And it's like, all right, those are for you. And so, any type of doomajig or doodad or whatever, we're going to make sure that it serves a purpose and has high utility before I purchase it.
What's something, Schlegs, that you couldn't believe that you still had when you were moving? You're surprised, like, wow, can't believe I have this guy still.
Yeah, I still got, because sometimes you forget that you even have things. I got a 1985 Chicago Bears shirt that was mine when I was 5 years old. I still got that, and I love it, making memories. My wife wanted to throw away my hog skull that had a great story when, I don't know, I was chasing this. We were going down to the Trinity River, and I had dogs bait up in it, and it's a big river down there in Dallas, south of Dallas as it's going down to Ennis. And I had dogs down there, and then I was on my way down there, and I end up, this one dog of mine, Bill, struck this pig, and it was me, Bill, and two catch dogs, and we caught it and, took it out, but it was like 380 pounds. And I still have that skull, and it's kind of falling apart. She's like, why are you keeping this? I'm like, listen, there's only a handful of things that I keep that are kind of nostalgic, that remind me of my true, absolute hillbilly, 100% what I would love to do every single day, Schleg Day type deal, and that's one of them. And it ain't ever going anywhere. So that guy has to stay. There's that. What else did I have that I was, really fired up about? Man, Bob, that's a good question. I had a pair of boots that I had from when I was in college at the Air Force Academy that I actually was like, they're time to go. And I gave them to one of Hunter's buddies. And they're still good, but they're just not. My feet have changed. So
what?
Comfort.
What,
that's why
Barry
I wear
Bonds?
the Rocky. Yeah, that's why I wear the Rocky. That's why I wear the Durango boots now. They're just way more comfortable and lighter, and I can still, I got to feel frothy. These have kind of the slick soles on them. I'm not chasing anybody down, deadlifting, 700 pounds with those boots on. If I could, I probably would have kept them. So they're more of like, hey, if you want to go to a country concert, wear those. Not as practical for the lifestyle that I want to live and represent right now. So those were nice. I had to get rid of those. There was some great pictures of the kids when they were really little that I forgot about that brought up other stories. Those are always fun going through. And
kind of like the pictures that I have of us in college.
You have amazing pictures, Bob. I got to figure out. Somebody needs to hit me up in a DM or something. I never ever pay attention to them, but I probably would at some point. I have a Mac. I got a MacBook that a like the original MacBook from 2006.
Is that the one you peed on?
That I peed on at Mangold's wedding because I thought it was a toilet. But on there are like all my hog hunting pictures and college pictures. I got to get those off. Honestly, I still have that laptop. I can't believe I still got it. Like that's the one that I gotta exercise the demons of that hard drive.
Okay.
I mean, that freaking thing doesn't even have a battery.
Schlegel,
We gotta figure that out.
I've got several questions.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
It'll be a three-banger.
I like this.
I'm not sure how it is you mistook a computer for a toilet. I'm not sure
Happens.
whoever names
You
their...
flip it up. You flip it up. You flip the lid up.
Yeah.
But were you in a bathroom?
It's in a hotel room.
It's in a hotel room.
Were you
It happens, man.
Were you in the bathroom?
Listen, hotel rooms are confusing, though.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, no problem. You're right. Okay, I'm surprised more people haven't peed on their laptops. Number two.
It still worked after that. That's why I'm a Mac. That's why I'm a MacBook kind of loyalist. I mean, I use that thing for another 5 years.
You're a
that
Mac
thing's
daddy.
A workhorse. Yeah.
Okay. Also, when I look at those pictures, Bobby shows a couple of them of when you were at your, we'll just say your largest.
Apex of life.
Yes. Do you still have any of those shirts, and does your wife wear them as a nightgown?
Oh, man, great question. All right, great point. Dude, there was one because back then, my Uncle Tim, R.I.P., my guy, he was a correctional officer in Iowa, tatted up, rebuilt Harleys. Yeah, the skin kid, just a great dude. Loved me. He worked like in Montana and like all over the place, and was kind of a vagabond and had all these like awesome shirts. I think he was like the vice president of the South. What was it called? The South Skunk Blues Society there in Newton, Iowa, where they would like listen to like blues music. I had a shirt of that. There was a Sioux Falls or something like trout fishing shirt. He used to have a shirt that it was like for like tug of war, and it was like pullers have longer ropes, and it was just this beefy bodybuilding guy with like holding a rope where his genitalia was. I used to rock that shirt all the time. Like some of those have gone. Some of those have gone to the. I used to like every St. Patty's Day. I've had this shirt for a long time. I don't know where it went. It was like my only green shirt. It was from like Hula Hands or something like that, and I remember rocking that. And I don't. They're just so old. I mean, these were from the '80s, and I saw the fly fishing one because it was like a place up in Canada. And it was so see-through. I was like, dadgummit, I don't want to get rid of this shirt. I don't want to get rid of this shirt, but like, she ain't wearing it. My kids aren't going to wear this. It's maybe somebody will find it at a Goodwill store in St. Johns County and be like, this is the bomb. And it was kind of that time. It's kind of that time. I was going through some of my farm closet, and there is two hillbilly shirts that I've had since probably the 90s of a Wrangler Pearl Snap that one of them was from the early 2000s I used to wear at Ohio State all the time. It was a flannel. And then the other one was like no, it's not cut off, but I mean, it's just it's kind of the vintage like multicolor flannel Pearl Snap Wrangler shirt, and then the other one was like a Wrangler short sleeve multicolor, and I've had that since. Like that was one of my first ever hog hunting shirts. Like that stays. I was like, ooh, this is the key. Like it's kind of like when you go through, and I would let my daughter like, what do you think about this? No, trash. What do you think about this? Oh, everybody's like trash. I'm like, no, vintage, keeping. Like you got to keep those things,
Schlegel, so first of all, somebody in the chat says you can use the power adapter and plug it in without a battery. Your Mac. Just get an external hard drive from Mac.
Pull all the photos off.
Pull the photos down. So that one's in there. And
I don't even know if this thing has a USB port, man. I mean, I'm going to have to figure this out. That's a good point.
It does.
and
That's
then
a good point.
who the hell names their dog Bill? I've never heard somebody name a dog Bill. Most people name dogs that are like weird names.
AJ had a German Shepherd named Carl.
Oh, God.
Carl, hot Carl.
Carl.
Bro, listen, here's the deal. People are messy, and I never judge anybody about how they name their dogs. You know, my labs, I had a lab named Buckeyes.
Okay, I get that.
And I had, and then I got my current dog Gunner, and Chewy, and Chewy's like, I don't know what the hell he kind of mixy is, but he's like a Chewbacca looking like little dude, and he's cool. But all my hog dogs, like I never got to like name them officially like myself. I had a couple that were mine. The other one, like I bought them from buddies because it's not like I could have just had 30 dogs and like raised them to hunt pigs. I had like 6, and I always like to keep around 5 because me and my other buddy Chad, he had dogs, and then we would hunt together. But I had enough to where I could go out at night by myself and take care of some pigs. And so my best group of hog dogs. Here's the names of my best group of hog dogs. I love these damn dogs, man. I think about them. I reminisce about them to the days of old of when, you know, guys were being dudes. You know, men were men and women were too. And I was just getting super buffy at Metroflex, just eating heavy doses of iron, slaying pigs, you know, doing pull-ups, putting back straps on the grill while we worked out, eating watermelon. I mean, good times. Anyways, so Hat was my best dog. He was, and I always thought it was crazy too. It's like, you know, Joe Dirt style, right? Hard-ass pterodactyl. But you know, a pterodactyl, you know, it's a T, right? So anyways, that was Hat. And then I had a really good dog named Walker, who was a Walker hound, and he was like semi-open on trail, and Chad didn't really like that, but he was a great dog. I had Walker, and then I had Bill, and let's see. Oh, I had a Roscoe, and Bill and Roscoe. Bill had more juice to him. Roscoe was more of a help dog, good dog, and then I had Patches O'Houlihan. Patches was this female gyp that I got, and she would literally she was a gem. She was a gem. And then I had one that I bought as a pup. His name was Scraps. I liked it because he was just scrappy. And I'm just like, that's you, man. And then my catch dogs were Victor and Lex. I didn't name them, but they were dudes, man. They were dudes. You know you're a dude dog when you're just riding on the back of the four-wheeler, because I built dog boxes for them on the four-wheeler. And we got fancy because back in the day, like, we walk hunted all of this. And then in like 2007, when I got to the league and I had a little bit of brat hole money, I bought a four-wheeler, Upper Caliente. And I built him a dog box, and he'd just be up there in a dog box, and he'd just take a dump right there. And, hey, I'm riding around like I'm ready to hunt some pigs, And I'm like, hey, man, whatever, let's go. He went in there fast, hard, and violent, let me tell you, and he was lighter because he could just take a dump anywhere.
For those of you playing Morning Juice Bingo, if you had Schlegel saying genitalia and also making a fart noise today, you can put an X on those 2 spots.
Yep,
Schlegel, you're the best, man. We'll talk again next week.
Well, guess what? I'm gonna go to the armory right now, and I'm gonna hit heavy front squats. I'm gonna hit 365 for 5 front squat today, just to feel frothy, and then I'm just gonna try to blow my legs out to where I can't walk for the remainder of the day. And then I got Hastings Middle School football tonight. Nice. Let's freaking go.
All
yeah.
Right.
Oh, side nugget. Shout out to those guys. None of the guys at Hastings Middle School, Bob, have a kid on the team. They've been coaching there for 19, 20 years. I'm like, dude, just give me some love. And I'm like, what do you want to do? I'm like, hey, man, I want to be I'm the assistant of the assistant. Like, I just want to collect cones and bring juice and encouragement to young people. So it's super. They're fun. Great guys.
All right, Schlegel. Thanks for the time, buddy. We'll talk.
Hey, Go Bucks, be Cancer, Columbus. See y'all later.